I'm Grant Ingersoll. I'm the CTO and co-founder of LucidWorks. Well, I'm speaking on search and machine learning, something I'm pretty passionate about, and really looking forward to seeing how data scientists think about search, because I think a lot of data scientists and data engineers don't always think of search as one of the key things in their arsenal, if you will. But so I'm trying to help change that perception and show them interesting things they can do with search that perhaps they can't do with other data analysis tools. Well, it's, like anything. I mean, I think once you can start tapping into how people, for me, the reason why data is so interesting is because of the people on the other side of it, right? It's one thing to just have any arbitrary data set, but then when you start to think about how people, what are people actually doing with these systems that they're interacting with, what can you learn about them, how can you help them uncover things that perhaps they hadn't seen before, help them solve problems that perhaps weren't solvable before. So in a lot of ways, data is the ultimate tool in a democracy around how we, as a citizenry can evolve to make sure we hold our leaders accountable, make sure we understand what's right and wrong and things like that. So that to me is the exciting part, is thinking about how we all can benefit from each other that way. Well, I mean, I think the main insight is all around how we can leverage some of these really great open source tools, how we can get beyond, since I'm so focused on search, a lot of people in search tend to think about keywords and 10 blue links. I want them to think about there's a lot of other use cases for search. At the end of the day, search is really good at ranking things and saying, here's what's important. And so if you start to leverage search in that way, you can solve a lot of interesting problems that you would struggle to solve with other tools. Wow, that's a tough question. I tend to focus a lot more on the data engineering side, and I think the main difference is that a data engineer is all about putting things into production and building real systems, and so I tend to focus a lot more on that. And at the end of the day, they overlap obviously a lot, but the key is obviously not only having good programming skills, but also having good math skills and the ability to reason about the data. And then again, I think at the end of the day, there's still that connection back to the users and thinking about why are they doing those things. Like Ricardo in his keynote today talked about all the biases that we have in our systems. Thinking about, at the end of the day, the biases are all by people, and that's the thing that we have to keep grounded in. Otherwise, we're just going to be hung up on the data and the, hey, I got more data than you, or I've got more machines than you, and not on the how are we solving problems for people.